Okay, let's face it, real estate is crazy and has been for the past few years in this market. We came out of COVID in 2020 and the market took off. Now we've had just over a year's worth of interest rate hikes and they're completely out of line with where they used to be. So a lot of questions people are asking us is, should I stay in my home? Is it the time to kick tires on a new home? What should I do? Well, we've got a few tips on each for you just to ask these questions of yourself if you're considering making a move. Now, some arguments for staying put. Let's start there. It would make sense for you to stay in the home you're in now if you've only been in it for a short period of time and you have not allowed the equity to build over time enough for you to move. So take, for example, paying real estate fees. Mean people like me do charge those when you go to sell a home, and you would have to pay those as well as legal fees, and there can be some extra costs too, like a real property report that come into selling your home. So the rule of thumb is if you have not gained at least 5% in your home, you're probably going to lose money if you're going to sell it. So that would be a reason to stay there. Also, if you have a great interest rate, like I mentioned, interest rates are approaching 7% and should be closer to 8% if projections are right by this time next year. So if you have a great rate, you locked in at like 1%, stay in the house you're in, unless you can move that mortgage to the new house. Now, kicking tires. When is the time to move to another house? Well, some good reasons in this market would be if you're in a move-up situation. Maybe you're bursting at the seams, you need a little bit more space. Well, you're going to sell in a great market, so you'll get good money for your home, and you'll be moving up in the same market, so it's actually one of the markets you want to do that in. Another reason to kick tires in this home market is if you don't own your own home. There's a rule of thumb in real estate that goes, the longer you wait, the less you make. If you wait, you miss out in real estate. So if you're not in the market, you might want to do the math between what it's costing you to rent in an explosive market like this versus buying. You might be shocked that it's becoming a lot cheaper to buy than it is to rent. More tips for you? Well, all you got to do is call or text us anytime. We'd be happy to talk through what's the best option for you, and you can do that at 403-207-1748.